Peace, prosperity, love, and light. Welcome back to Deep Speak with Brother Sadiq. I want to make this short and sweet. That rhyme. I used to be MC, but I'm still an MC. But anyway, point being, today I want to talk about something I left off talking about the other day, and it was talking about purification, right? Purifying yourself. And so, there's, several ways of purification, but I meant mainly spiritually, right? So, of course, your diet goes into that, but first and foremost, your actions. What I'm talking about, like what you say out your mouth and what you think in your brain, and the way that you act, your nickel slick ways and your tricky slick, what they finessing ways and all that shit. That's not cool. You think it is, but it's not. It's destructive and it keeps you off kilter and out of balance with Mayat. And so you are the one paying the price for not getting right. So a buddy of mine, or I don't know exactly who it was. Somebody sent me a comment about one of the videos, and they was like, "You on point about what's going on, but everybody know what's going on. Why don't you tell them what they need to do to get right?" Okay, so I agree 100%. Respect for that. Appreciation. I think it was called Real Real TV, Real Talk TV, Real Talk TV. I think that was the name of it. So what do we do to get right? We got to get right. We got to get right. We know what's right. You know what's right internally. It's written on your heart, right? You ain't gotta got no book. You don't need no Quran, no Bible. You don't need none of these. The Torah, the Outer Vedas. You don't need none of this. It's on your heart. Treat a man like you want to be treated. You know what I mean? Don't go bust nobody head because you don't want nobody to bust your head. Don't go rob the old lady because you don't want nobody to rob your mama. Don't go rape the young girl because you don't want no one to rape your sister or your daughter. You understand what I'm saying? This is easy stuff for us. This ain't that hard. Those books were for people who don't know how to be naturally in Maya. Okay? We have that. So stop playing. Those books are for those who don't have the nature that you have. You have a nature that has always been righteous. You know how to treat people. You know what is best, and you know how to act in accord with that. So we don't have to keep talking about how do you purify yourself. Start acting in accord with what you know is right. Treat people like you want to be treated. Don't rob, don't steal, don't lie. You got to stand. It's time to stand up on, yeah, I fucked up. I wasn't right. I wasn't good. I'm trying to get better. You know what I'm saying? Don't throw me away. You know what I mean? And don't throw other people away, because we all struggling. We all fighting from a position that we didn't intend to be in. We didn't put ourselves in it. You know what I mean? We grew up in it. Some of us are, in the belief that there is no other way but the way that they see now, man. And we got to go ahead and stand up and show them something different. But ultimately, last night I was talking about how you purify yourself and what is the purpose of purifying yourself, because this world is falling apart, right? And if you don't do something to fix what is going on around you, and you want to put your head in the sand like, an ostrich or whatever, that's the idea of head in the sand. It's an ostrich with his head in the sand, right? And what his ass is in the air. If his head is in the sand, his ass is in the air. And so their program to steamroll you is just going to be supreme. They'll just steamroll your dumb ass while it's in the air, keep it moving. You know what I mean? No one cares, and that's the thing that's going on in society. No one gives a fuck about men. Right? No one cares about men's emotions. So we are generally emotionally constipated. And what is the point of this, right? The statistics for the big S word since the pandemic started in the black community for men has gone up, I think, 46 or 64%. And so that talks to the state of hopelessness, right? You feel hopeless. You don't feel there is a means that even God is related to this shit, because once you get diluted with religion to the extent that oh damn, they lied about this and they lied about this and this ain't true and this ain't real, and you find out so much shit, it becomes disillusioning and you don't know what the fuck to believe. You don't know if anything that you've ever believed is worth truth anymore. You know what I mean? But see, some of us, like I said, the reason I do this is because I recognize, I've been there. I've been to the point where, what I'm saying, Well, you CeeLo Green say shit, of course it's crossed my mind. You know what I mean? Yeah, of course it's crossed my mind. You know what I mean? He said I tried everything but suicide. You know what I mean? And that's where a lot of black men find themselves. I done tried everything but suicide, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's a state of hopelessness because they realize, like I said, it's only so many avenues that you can even find your way in. You feel like most of those are closed to you. And if you have no spiritual groundation, if you have no, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have something inside yourself that you believe in outside of what the world may tell you about yourself, right? What the world may tell you, your wife may tell you, your mama may have told you your whole life, your sister, your brother, every person that you know might tell you some bullshit about yourself, right? But that don't make their perspective about the world the perfect, correct thing either. So you can't accept what people say about you as reality. And I see a lot of young cats, stuck in a mold. You know what I'm saying? It's like y'all stuck in a mode, MODE, and a mold, MOLD, right? They done told you a gangster, you a pimp, you a thug, you hip hop. I'm hip hop, motherfucker. I'll sit around this motherfucking rap all day. I will challenge the young cats to little battles here and there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hip hop. I've been doing this since I was 14 years old. So I'm hip hop, but I'm also intelligent enough to know that I have to grow, that I have to develop, that I have to become the next stage of what I want to become. I have to have a perspective of who I see myself becoming and to have a motivating force to get to that. So what I try to tell young men, right, in order not to have this hopelessness, because especially us, man, especially black men, we have to be self-motivating, right? We have to be self-motivating. Ain't nobody cheering you on. Ain't nobody saying, yeah, you doing you right. That's right. I agree. Let's get it. You keep going. And that's very rare. That's a rare thing. Most motherfuckers finna show you why that ain't gonna work. So I understand how the helplessness comes about. I've been at that point myself. I've been at that point where I asked the creator, what the fuck am I here for? I didn't ask to come. I mean, I was cussing and crying and snotting and, the whole nine. And I was at the mosque. This is in Indianapolis, Cold Spring Road. Yeah. Anyway, snot bubbles the whole nine. And I'm like, what the fuck am I here for? I didn't make me. I don't know what the fuck you intended when you created me. Because see, whether y'all understand the creation or not, just like you think of a thing and then you write it down and then you draw it out and then you get the materials and you create it and now it becomes this thing in the world, right? This is something. This was in someone's mind before it was in the reality, right? This is something that has power in it. You see what I'm saying? So that is power. That is someone's idea mentally before it is a physical thing. And so the same thing is in you. You have electricity in you. You have magnetism in you. So you are like a light bulb radiating, and you are also like a magnet pulling things into you. And what you think is what is controlling these things, what you radiate and what you pull into yourself. Okay? The way you think of yourself, the way you think about the world, your environment. So if I tell you that you ain't shit from every level, through the TV, through your parents, through the schooling, through every faction that I can teach you in, that you ain't shit, then you begin to believe it. And so that can kind of show you why, after so many years, decades of being bombarded with this idea that these are the only avenues that I have, these are the only slots that I can fit into, and if I want to fit into these other ones, then I have to amalgamate my own being and become another person. You see what I'm saying? I can't be me. I can't go do me in their establishments. Okay, we all know that code switching shit. We know what that means. So if for me to excel, I have to go and accept that these people who ruled over us as the slave masters, that their world is the reality that I have to live in. And of course there's no room for me. Of course there is no desire for me to be there. Right? If you telling me that the Mexicans and the other people and whoever is coming across the border is still in the jobs, if you're saying that on the news, if that's part of the narrative, then of course you don't want to offer anyone room there. This is becoming competitive. That is what the American, the whole thing is about, right? Competition. And so the black man is being moved right out of the picture, right? You have the immigrants who come in and they are able to receive funding to get established and to grow businesses, and they build their businesses right in the community. So you may hear some people say those people are bloodsuckers. But, they had an American dream just like you did, and theirs is being afforded by your taxes and the country that you live in. So recognizing all of these factors, you begin to feel hopeless, and it's a sad thing. But this is the issue for me with my own brothers and the people who do this thing. The big S, the ultimate. The ultimate fuck you to the world, right? Those people who do that, it gets attention, but of course, in the news cycle, things are forgotten. So you have to recognize that your value is not really gauged by this society. It has been because you've allowed it to and you've accepted it as such. But you got to know if you have, and this is what I say, you got to have some kind of internal belief, some kind of spiritual connection to things outside of just what the fuck you can see, man, because there is a power in that for me. Okay. And there is a power in that for most people. I know that it's historically been our power, right? As black people in this country, all we have had is faith. You can only have faith that shit will get better because shit has been bad. But the only way shit gonna get better is if you do better. You can't just keep being out here fucking over people and fucking over yourself and doing bad shit thinking you gonna get good because it's time and due through history that black folks then finally got due for some of the shit. I agree. We do agree. But it is a matter of your own personal responsibility for taking the weight for the shit that you do too. Okay? History has its motherfucking weight on what we are owed. That is real 100% true. But if you an asshole and you out here robbing old folks and fucking over every woman you know and ain't dealing with your children and ain't being no kind of man of any kind of fucking value other than that you got a penis. You know what I mean? If that's the value that you got, if that's the motherfucking height of what you trying to bring to the fucking table and all you trying to offer, fuck you. You're not supposed to get that because you ain't the one who putting in the work trying to stay righteous and bring about a better change for people other than your own selfish ass. So, as the dues come for those black people who everybody on the planet know the dues are coming to and for and why and all of this shit that go with it. You better get your ass in line. That's the whole point of be a king when kingdom comes. Salute Aloe Black for that one too. He said that shit in his song. You know what I mean? So y'all gotta listen around and be paying attention to things outside of whatever the fuck they told you supposed to listen to. I'm cool, right? No, understand this, man. This is what I'm saying. These people got some power. This is their land, all that shit. It ain't, ultimately this ain't their land. We ain't finna go there. But I'm saying they're in control of the government factions of all of the fucking services that we have to deal with in this land. That's a reality. But ultimately, who do you feel has more power? This government? The man? You see what I'm saying? Or the creator? The Most High. God. Yahweh. Whatever name you want to give it and call it. Source, universe, ancestors, whatever y'all want to call it. Who has more power? The man? Nah, bro. I don't believe that shit by no means, homie. Never really did. Never really did. So, I think about, the plight of us, man. I think about the plight of men in general. Because, in this country, we done been through some shit, bro. Psychologically, we've been through some shit. Black folks and white folks. Okay? These white folks been told that they're superior to everyone on the fucking planet. And that shit coming to light that they are not. In so many ways, they are not. That shit hurt. That shit means something to them. That shit feels like a betrayal and a lie and some shit that happened to them just as well as what the fuck that happened to us. So, like I said, you have to go within and you have to ask the creator, what am I here for? What is my special purpose? What is my designated reason? What made you think about me? Remember I said this? This was someone's thought, right? This was someone's thought before it came into reality. What made you, creator, think about me in order for me to be here? Because that's how you hear. You are a thought that started in the creator's mind. And he desired for you to be here at this exact time, including me and all of the group of the ones that you can see that we talk about and that we talk to, that we learn from, that we fight with. There is reason to all of this shit. So please stop with the, ultimate fuck you to the world, because I understand that. That's what the locks was about for me, right? The locks was about, I grew my locks to say fuck you to society because I'm no longer trying to fit into your shit. I realized that no matter what I do to fit into your shit, it don't work. So I'm stopping trying to fit into your shit. Oh, you diss me because I didn't speak correctly. I didn't speak the King's English. I got a slang, or I speak, what the fuck? Ebonics, whatever the fuck y'all create. Ebonics, all that old bullshit, right? Man, that's what the locks was, okay? Fuck your society. I'm not trying to fit in. I'm not trying to reach that top. But I love to get in a conversation with the arrogant, generally ignorant Caucasian person who thinks they know more than I do. And then we sit down and we have a real conversation. And I leave that motherfucker sitting there with their chin on the floor. It's happened several times. Way more than 10 times. I'm not talking about once. It's happened with Arabs as well. Yes. So it's not a matter of what I know in the sense of, what I can teach to my people, because my people seem not to give a fuck about it. But I sure enjoy that God allowed me to learn everything that I know, because our season is coming right now. I'm in season. Those who've been getting knowledge are in season. So, don't be misdirected. Don't be misdirected. It's a sad thing that you don't feel value. Yeah, we don't feel appreciated for hardly anything that we do. Hardly ever respected, and it's goddamn impossible to see us celebrated. Okay? I'm talking about black men. Who celebrates us? Who appreciates us? Who values us? So there is a lot of pain. And I mean, you know what I'm saying? We don't look at it as pain. I don't look at it as pain. I never looked at it as pain. Like I said, I try to talk to my bros and put them on the different wisdom, different knowledge, different things that I might be studying. And cats be like, yeah, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Whatever. You know what I mean? And ultimately, there was a woman who told me, she said, Flint, that's my nickname. She said, Flint, if the people don't, I love that you love God like you do, you know what I'm saying? But, one thing I'm gonna tell you is don't talk to the people about God. Go talk to God about the people. And that relieved, really, when she said that, it relieved a lot inside of me, because I do that. I talk with God. So when I had the conversation with God, he showed me how to deal with the people versus being frustrated by trying to talk to all my people and then them not listening, and that shit hurting my feelings. Because I'm not telling you to be showing you I'm smart and all shit. I'm telling you because I care about you and I want you to develop, bro. That's all it's ever been. So like I said, 17 years of that shit, from 17 to 48, you know what I'm saying? Fucking '07. I started fucking with the MBL idea, you know what I'm saying, the 24-hour, community center vision. And, been working on these things since then. But recognizing that You know what I mean? All our people is doing this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of brothers is saying the ultimate fuck you, bro. It's other ways to say the ultimate fuck you. You know what I mean? When you know when you break them off with the knowledge that you got and you have them confused, you send them back to their motherfucking circle, wondering, is this how all these niggas think? You know, is all these niggas this intelligent? And if all these niggas this intelligent, what the fuck are they plotting or thinking or working on to be even trying to be this intelligent? What is the goal behind getting that level of intelligence? It's to take over the world. Simple and plain. Righteousness shall rule. That's what the fuck the knowledge has always been for. Okay? Knowledge is power. All of that shit. Yeah, it's power. Because it allows you to learn how to even manipulate the fucking environment that you live in. I'm talking about, you know, like Bobby said, rest in power to the guy, Bobby Hemmett. I'm gonna just say this real quick. He said, y'all niggas think spirituality is about some motherfucking foo-foo shit in the air and motherfucking floating spiritual. No, it's about everyday grinding and who you gonna be in those fucking moments that allow you to reach up higher every time to your next level of self. Because if you have a vision of who this God man is that you claim you are, or whatever the fuck you claim to be, the highest version of yourself, hold that vision. And then when the time comes for you to act in accord with who that would be, act in accord with who that would be. And you move to the next level. So that's what it's about, man. It's about growth. It's about development. And if you're not growing and growing and developing and not trying to connect and build something that is for your people and your future and your family and your tribe and those who you love, then you're in a vacuum. Anything that you know, all the wisdom that you get, and if you're not sharing it, if you're not trying to bring it into the world, whether it be through those, like I said, 18 years of talking shit to all my people who don't want to hear it, or saying, I create the community center, teach the truth to the children. They'll grow up seeing the truth from the beginning, and there won't be a question of how the world gonna go forward because they're gonna build from that perspective, right? So that's the vision, you know what I mean, for me. And I just know that each one of y'all got a path and a purpose out here, bro. And I just hate to see brothers going that route. I hate to see anybody going that route because we're all here. I'm talking about white, black, any motherfucker who alive right now. You're here with a purpose. And I need you to be here because you're part of the balance of how all this is going to play out. You see, it's all ingredients just leading into a motherfucking future that we all part of. So the fact that one of y'all gonna hear me and say, he on point. I might not like everything he said, but there's some truth to what he said. That's the reality. And so we're all here with the purpose. You're older or younger than your sister or brother because that is the purpose. Question your life. Question the theme of your life because there is one there. And if you find it, you can master these things. Purify yourself, find balance in mayat, as they say. And you can listen and trust the internal voice, the indwelling irata that guides. There is a guide there. So, figure that one out, and I'm going to let it go right there. I'm going to enjoy my juice here, and you all have a good evening. Peace, blessings, prosperity, love, and light.